A black single dad was asleep in seat 8A when the captain asked if any combat pilots were on board. No one expected the quiet man with tired eyes to be the one who stood up, least of all his little daughter sitting beside him, clutching a worn-out teddy bear. But life has a way of waking old memories when you least expect them. The flight hummed softly as Marcus Johnson leaned back, finally allowing himself to breathe. Seat 8A, window seat, meant he could watch the clouds instead of the bills piling up at home. His 7-year-old daughter, Ava, rested against his arm, her tiny braids brushing his sleeve. She was excited about the trip, her first vacation since her mother passed. For Marcus, though, this vacation wasn't luxury. It was escape, a pause, a chance to be more than a man struggling with rent, grief, and fatherhood he felt unprepared for. He drifted to sleep to the sound of engines, unaware of how soon everything would change. The announcement crackled through the cabin like a storm breaking silence. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. If there is any combat pilot on board, please press your call button immediately." Whispers exploded around them. Flight attendants rushed down the aisle, their smiles gone, replaced by urgency. Marcus's heart lurched. Combat pilots, on a commercial flight, his breath tightened. He wasn't just a single father. He was a former Air Force fighter pilot, one who had left the service after watching his best friend die beside him in a burning cockpit. He promised he would never fly again, never put another life in his hands like that. But Ava looked up, confusion melting into fear. "Daddy, are we safe?" He swallowed the memories, heavy as lead. He promised himself he would only speak if no one else did. Someone must answer, surely. Seconds ticked, no hands raised. A flight attendant's voice strained. "Please, if anyone has piloting experience, combat or tactical, step forward." Marcus felt his pulse hammering. His hand trembled over the call button. He thought of Ava's future. He thought of his friend, of the flames, of being powerless. And then he thought of the passengers, mothers, fathers, children. People like him. He pressed the button. Gasps followed as heads turned. A tall man with dark skin, broad shoulders, and a neatly trimmed beard stood in the aisle. His clothes weren't military, just jeans and a hoodie. But his eyes held a history. Pain, discipline, strength. The attendant rushed forward. "Sir, please come with us." Ava panicked, gripping his hand. "Don't go. Daddy, please stay." Marcus knelt, brushing her cheek with his thumb. "Baby girl, I'll be right back. I need to help, okay?" His voice cracked. "Lord, guide me," he begged silently. She nodded, lip trembling. "Promise, I promise." He squeezed her hand, and walked away. The cockpit smelled of electronics and burnt coffee. The captain sat pale-faced, clutching his arm, blood seeping through his sleeve. Co-pilot trembling, voice shaking. A medical emergency had struck the pilot midair, and turbulence rattled the plane like a warning. "We're losing fuel pressure," the co-pilot whispered. I can't stabilize it." Marcus inhaled deeply, years of training rushing back like muscle memory. "Move aside." His hands danced across instruments like reuniting with an old, painful friend. The headset crackled with static. Storm clouds loomed ahead like towering walls. He needed to fly through. He needed to save them. But fear whispered again, "What if you fail like last time?" His friend's last scream echoed in memory, "Hot metal, fire." Marcus squeezed his eyes shut. Not again. He pushed the throttle. The plane jolted into the storm. Passengers screamed as lightning split the sky. Inside, everyone clutched their seats, everyone except Ava, who stared down the aisle, eyes shining with trust. Her dad was up there. Her hero. Minutes stretched like hours, wind howling, alarms wailing, but Marcus held steady. He guided the plane through violent winds, through doubt, through grief he'd carried like a shadow. Each move was a battle. Each decision, a prayer. And then, like a curtain parting, the clouds broke open to sunlight. Ground control patched through. Emergency runway cleared. Fire trucks lined the strip like soldiers awaiting command. Marcus landed hard, rough, imperfect, but safe. When wheels touched ground, the cabin erupted in applause, crying, relief pouring like rain. Marcus exhaled as if he hadn't breathed in years. The door swung open. Ava ran first, flinging herself into his arms, teddy bear bouncing. "You came back," she sobbed against his chest. He kissed her forehead, tears sliding silently. "I will always come back." Passengers gathered around, thanking him, some hugging him like family. A mother said, "You saved my son." An elderly man whispered, "You saved us all." Marcus simply nodded, overwhelmed. He wasn't just a struggling father anymore. He was a protector, a pilot, a man who rose when life demanded courage again. That night, as he tucked Ava into a hotel bed, paid for by the airline with gratitude, she looked up with sleepy eyes. "Daddy," she said softly, "Mom would be proud." And for the first time in a long time, Marcus believed it. He walked to the window, watching planes glint under the moon, feeling something he hadn't felt since before pain took hold. Hope. A black single dad in seat 8A had left home broken, but returned a hero, a reminder to anyone watching. Sometimes the world calls on you when you feel least ready. Sometimes strength appears in ordinary seats, worn hoodies, tired eyes. Courage is not the absence of fear, but standing anyway, because someone needs you to. And you never know, your next seat, your next moment, could be where your story rises again. If you'd like, I can rewrite this for narration style, increase length to fit a 15-minute YouTube video, or help you format it for voiceover pacing.